So we're going to look at some different constructions today. We're going to look at equilateral triangles, hexagons and squares, and a couple different ways that we can construct them. You're going to see some are similar in how they are made, and then you're going to see one that's a little different but a little bit of review. So for this first one, we are going to construct an equilateral triangle on the line segment. And one of the sides of the triangle has to have the side length of AB. So what we're going to do is take your compass, we're going to move it so that the sharp point is on one of the endpoints. I'm going to move mine to point A, and I'm going to extend my compass so the drawing point's over to point B. And then from here we're going to make some arcs. So I'm going to go up on top and on the bottom. And then we're going to flip it around and do the same thing. So now I'm going to put my sharp point at B, my drawing point at A, and the same thing. So we're going to do arc on top and on the bottom. Okay. So if we move this away, what we can see is we've actually created two equilateral triangles. If I take this point up on top where my arcs intersected, and with a straight line, connect A to that point and B to that point, I can see that that will be an equilateral triangle. What we've done is we've used circles. Your compass tool is a circle maker, and since I haven't changed the size, what that means is the radius of those circles are all the same. They're all that same length of AB. So if I were to take a look at this point of intersection, I'll call it point C. So this point of intersection over here is actually going to be showing us the radius from A to C. That would be a radius of a circle. From B to C is a radius of a circle. And then I can tell you that all of these sides are going to be congruent. Now, I said we constructed two equilateral triangles. So we had the one up on top, but if I look at the bottom, same thing has happened. So down here, I've actually constructed a second one. So again, I could construct these straight lines, and if I connected A to this point D or B to this point D, I actually have another equilateral triangle. Now you don't have to do two, but it's just kind of nice you get 2 for 1 in this construction. And we need to get our compass to be in the circle, and we want our compass to be as wide as the circle. So what we're doing there is we're kind of measuring it and saying, well, if I had actually formed the circle on our own, this would be the length of the radius. So when you get that, I'm going to make a dot. And then what I'm going to do is move my compass so that the sharp point is now on the dot. Now I'm not going to change the size, but what I want to do is I want to be able to move my compass around. So I'm going to rotate my compass, and I want it so that that drawing point is now on the arc. Once it's there, I'm going to make a mark. And now we're going to pick that up, and we're going to move your sharp point to that point of intersection, and we're going to rotate it around so that, again, we're going to have your drawing point on the circle. And once it's there, you're going to make a mark. And you're going to keep doing this until you come back to that original point that we labeled. I'm going to move my compass, sharp point at that point that we just made. We're going to rotate it around, and we're going to make a mark. Okay. And then again, same thing, we're going to move our compass and put it over here on our point, rotate it around, make a mark, and same thing. So now we're going to pick it up one last time, put it to our point of intersection. We're going to rotate it around, and we should see it's right back to where we started. So if it's off a little bit, that happens. At times it may be off. It's a little human error depending on how thick your point is. But what you see now is we have 6 marks. And if we want to construct an equilateral triangle, basically all you're going to do is take a point, go to the next point, skip it, go to the next point, take that one, skip the next one, take the next one. So every other mark that we have just made. So I'm going to label this A, B, and C. And then what I could do with the straight line is connect from A to B. I could connect from A to C and from C to B. And that construction has actually constructed an equilateral triangle. We'll go into more of the why behind it, but for right now, let's just make sure that we can actually do this construction. Okay. On the back, we are going to do a hexagon. So if you could do that last construction, you can do this one. This is really the same exact construction. So the first thing again that we want to do is get our compass so the sharp point's at the center. Open up your compass so it's as wide as the circle. Once it's there, you're going to make a mark. Okay, so now I know that we have started there. We're going to pick our compass up and move it, and we're going to rotate our compass until the marker hits the edge, and then you're going to make a mark. And we're going to keep doing this again all the way around the circle. And pick it up, move it to that point of intersection. We're going to pick it up, move it over, and we're going to keep doing this all the way around. Once I get to this last spot, I'm going to notice, now mine's a little off, like I told you, human error, also overhead error. But you're again going to see we have 6 evenly spaced marks. To create a hexagon is a 6-sided figure. So all we have to do is take all of these points of intersection and we're going to connect them with a straight line. So once we connect all of our dots, we're going to see we have created a hexagon, and it's within the circle. And again, we're going to talk about the why this works a little bit more in class. I just want to make sure that we can get this construction. Okay, so we're going to move down to the bottom, and we have one more construction to do, and this should be a little bit of a review construction. We are going to inscribe a square within a circle. So inscribe meaning put it inside the circle. I should have all of the points within the circle. And we first need to create a diameter. So a diameter is a line that goes through the circle, and it should have both endpoints on the circle, and it should be located at the center of the circle. So now what we're going to do is take your compass, and we're going to put the sharp point at one of the endpoints. And we're going to put the drawing point all the way to the other endpoint. And all we need to do is create 2 arcs. We're going to think like bisect a segment. So this is how we would bisect a segment. Sharp point at one endpoint, drawing point at the other. And then from there, we would make an arc on top and bottom. And then we'd flip it around, and we would do the same thing. Sharp point at one of the endpoints, drawing point at the other, and then we'd make an arc on top and on bottom. So when we are done with our construction, we are going to take a look at the points of intersection, and what we have is a point on top and a point on the bottom. With a straight edge, what we're going to do is connect those, and I'm going to see this line should go clear through the center with a straight edge all the way up to the top. Okay. And when that happens, you're going to notice there's a point on the bottom and a point on the top that intersect the circle. So we have just taken your circle and split it up now, this time into 4 equal parts, which we need for a square. And once we have that, again, with a straight edge, you are going to connect the dots. So I'm going to connect endpoint to endpoint. There's 1, there's 2. I'm going to get another one. We're going to go endpoint to endpoint. There's 4. So we've now constructed a square. We will practice this more in class, and we're going to talk about the why this works behind all of these constructions, but for right now, let's just make sure we can get our compass and straight edge working. Hope this worked. Hope you guys have a great day.